He wanted to ask Naqvi, but he's leaving.
Okay, all right. He just took out, he just took out his EP. But anyway, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a look again. We are boiling down because a few of the seats are changing. The Congress has crept up close to the 100 mark. They've, fallen back down to nearer the 90 mark. But the only figure that matters is that 242 on your screen. Does it make it to 272 or not? And whether that breaks out. I'm sure we'll have leads and trails with you very, very shortly. Joyita, come in because. I mean, yes, Ayodhya is only 4,000 votes. 4,000 votes is not a predictable in multiple lakh votes cast. But do you really expect it to change dramatically? The 10, 15 seats might change.
Well, actually, when you are looking at the Samajwadi Party's tally, I mean, some of the votes are in the range of 500, 600, even now 1,000, 1,100.
Yeah.
So I think those are very close fights that are going on. So I would say even places like Faizabad and all, where even, in Lok Sabha elections, it's only rarely that seats are decided with a margin of 10,000, 15,000 votes. It happened in Chandauli last time. Mahendranath Pandey won with about 15,000 votes. And having travelled to Chandauli, I had seen the anti-incumbency against him. Even then, he pulled it off. Right now, he's trailing by about 10,000 votes. So let us see. Chandauli is the seat next to Varanasi. So let us see he can pull it off or not.
Okay.
So you see, it's
even 1/8 of the seats have been counted so far.
Yeah, and when you are looking at the number of votes, they are talking about 64 crore votes have been cast. I mean, only about 6 crores have been counted. So
we are still a long way to go. We are still a long way to go. We are still a long way to go. It's interesting.
The candidate from UP, and he says that so far 1/8 of the seats have been counted, and also he said that most of the minority votes have been counted.
Okay. Okay. We'll leave it. So we have some way to go. But yes, there is a battle on. It's kept the match. At least if it goes down to the last few overs, at least it will be interesting. And Megha is here to break it up for us on some leads and trails. Guess who is the first one?
So that's the Prime Minister of our country, Narendra Modi, in Uttar Pradesh in Varanasi. He's leading. Let's take a look at the second big constituency. And here it is, Smriti Irani, interestingly trailing from Amethi. We also have Akhilesh Yadav. He's in Kannauj. This time around, he's leading. He's been able to get the numbers this time around. Rajnath Singh from Lucknow, he's leading.
Not for him.
We have Amit Shah from Gandhinagar leading and perhaps going to win once again from this constituency. Supriya Sule, Baramati, tight contest after the factions got divided. She's leading from here. In Maharashtra, Mumbai North, Piyush Goyal leading comfortably. We have Nagpur, again a bastion constituency. Nitin Gadkari, he's leading from there. In Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram, Rajiv Chandrasekhar is trailing from this constituency. Thiruvananthapuram, Shashi Tharoor is going to be perhaps winning for the 4th time around. Patnamthitta, interesting. Anil Antony, first time contesting from this constituency and leading over there. Rahul Gandhi, Wayanad, he's leading from there. He won it last time around as well. Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore, K. Annamalai, he's trailing from this seat. Tamil Nadu, Chennai South, Tamilisai Soundarajan again trailing from the BJP.
Okay, all right. Okay, Megha, thanks so much. Of course, there are hundreds of seats to go through over there. We'll take you through them as quickly as possible. Thank you for getting us those quick updates. Some of them are going to change around. Some of them, of course, will now pretty much stabilize. Kani Mori is probably one of them. Bansri Suraj is certainly one of them. She's leading by more than 20,000 votes and expected to win that seat. First time she's contesting from that seat of New Delhi. Manoj Tiwari, also from Northeast Delhi, is now expected to win his seat. The one seat which is not going by the BJP's way in Delhi is now in Chandni Chowk, where JP Agarwal is actually in the lead and substantially in the lead, expected to now win that seat. Have a look at the Odisha Assembly results, which are telling you that the BJP is in the lead in the state and probably in a decent position to form the government. We'll find out. Have a look at what the polls are telling you, that the BJP has done okay in Assam, but it is the Congress party which is returning with 4 seats in Assam, not just 1. They'll be very happy with that result because they've gained a few there. As a political party, you can't win everything everywhere all the time. So the big disappointment is not Assam, it's not in Karnataka where the BJP's dropped a few, it's not in Delhi where you've dropped 1. The big disappointment, of course, would be right now in UP, where the numbers are still close, they're still fascinating, and they still need to work a way out. Pankaj Vora joining us this morning. Pankaj, good morning to you. What do you make of what's going on in UP?
As Joyita said, I mean, right now it's too close to call. Right now, the margins are very less. So let's wait for some more time and see which way the election goes. But overall, the results as they are coming out are contrary to what the exit polls were showing. So, and if these results or these leads hold, then, there will have to be a serious discussion on whether Election Commission should in future ever permit exit polls to be held.
Don't hold exit polls only.
There are so many new questions which will be raised, but the surprise elements in
But at least the EVMs are working fine.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the point.
So far, so good.
So far the EVMs are okay.
And I hope, whatever is the fair outcome, in either way should, come to light.
Roughly it's gone, sir. I mean, there have been some interesting. Odisha is obviously interesting. Andhra is interesting. Okay, yeah. Bengal is roughly there. Haryana has been a disappointment. But the big, pivot is UP. That's
absolutely.
That was the. Was that expected? Was Akhilesh expected to do this well if he indeed gets 30 plus?
No, it must have, surprised even Akhilesh himself.
No, it hasn't surprised him.
They were expecting about 25 to 30 seats, the Congress and Akhilesh group. Now, if they go beyond 30, then it is something which would be very, very surprising. But these results also have certain surprises, like Taranjeet Singh Sandhu is shown as leading in Amritsar, which, is hard to digest. And, there are a lot of things which are coming out, and Smriti Irani trailing from Amethi is, I think, many people expected that to happen. That is not surprising, but Mahua Moitra's case is again something which needs to be, looked at very closely as the hours go by. So we have some very interesting contests on.
It's still on. The game is still on. The game is still on because, as you can see, the BJP numbers slipping now to 3236, and the NDA numbers are 290. 272 is the halfway mark to form a government. So they are 18 ahead of the halfway mark. They would want the BJP itself to be gaining 30-40 seats to flip. They are still flipping rapidly. That's why the numbers on your screen are changing so rapidly. The Congress would be thrilled if they have a three-figure mark. And if the difference between the NDA and the India alliance is only 50, they'll be more than happy with it, with their performance, knowing full well that their back was against the wall. The BJP would be okay with the performance across the board. The big ticket item is UP. Dr. Datta joining us this morning. SK Datta, come in on this because UP is a matter of serious concern for the BJP this morning. Something has drastically not worked.
So far, the trend in UP is a seesaw battle, and every round the trend is changing.
Correct.
So it is something which needs to be introspected. What I understand is like by 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, things will brighten up in the context of the whole country for the NDA as well as for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And I think things will also change in UP. As far as my information goes so far, the trend which is coming in different constituencies in UP, these are basically those areas where there is a domination of the minority community. The other areas, the trends are, fluctuating between Samajwadi Party as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party. But generally, in terms of the non-minority areas of different constituencies.
Yes. So, okay. So, let's not kid ourselves. The BJP has had a thumpingly good performance, but the benchmark is very high. The benchmark is 300. The benchmark is not 200. The Congress has had a very bad performance. Less than 3 digits is a bad performance, but the benchmark is 50. The benchmark was not 300.
So another 2 hours.
Yeah. So of course we have to wait because the seats are still changing. You're seeing them change. Yeah. Some have stabilized. Delhi is looking like it's pretty much done. 6-1 is how Delhi is going to end up. That's pretty much done. Gujarat is still looking interesting in about 2 or 3 seats. The remaining 23, 24 seats are done. Himachal is done. The BJP has swept it. That chapter is closed. There is a big upswing for the BJP and the NDA. Chandrababu Naidu is back. Naveen Patnaik is in a whole lot of trouble. Yes, Vikramaditya Singh was unable to defeat Kangana Ranaut. So lots of side stories are going on, no doubt about it. We're going to have to wait. Priya, quickly come in. Yes.
Two seats, Rajiv Chandrasekhar has again taken the lead in Kerala. And the second is, if Madhya Pradesh, the BJP is leading in all the seats, that means Kamal Nath is also losing Chinwada. So that's another Congress bastion that is going to be falling, Rishabh.
Yeah, so it's the dent you're saying to the BJP numbers, which is 60. A few is coming from Karnataka. Because they had only, they had much more seats. They only lost one to the Congress last time. A few is coming from Haryana, which is 5 or 6. Then there's 1 or 2 here, which you gain and lose, which is part of politics. But the major chunk is the 25 odd seats from UP. That is a chunk which is not being made up elsewhere. And it's still close. So we're going to have to watch it. We're going to have to process it. We're going to have to digest it. We're going to have to figure it out. There's still so much to discuss over here. Pankaj wants to make a point. Pankaj, go ahead.
I will be very curious to know what is happening in Maharashtra. Not too many details are coming in. Because many people who were working on the ground did not give a very good output regarding BJP's performance there. And
Maharashtra has been closer than most. Then probably was expected in the exit polls for sure.
Maharashtra after UP could also hold some surprises.
Okay, so just keep an eye out. Let me quickly get in reactions now. Matthew Anthony joining us of the Congress. Vinita Hariharan of the Bharatiya Janata Party is with us. Vinita ji, what is the feedback that you're getting from UP, ma'am? I'm sure it's a bit of nervousness now. You would want more seats from UP for sure.
Maharashtra.
Yes, definitely. As you said, the game is still early, so we still have many more seats to be counted. So UP, we are still leading, therefore. So yes, elections and politics is always unpredictable on the turf when it comes to the final, result. But we're all very, we're very robust about our hopes that we would definitely form the government again, the third term. And we're still leading as far as the results, the overall results are concerned. BJP is still leading, so we still have many more seats to be counted, and we'll definitely make it there, yeah.
Okay, BJP is leading. Well, the BJP is the single largest party, there's no doubt about it. That the NDA is expected to cross the 272 mark doesn't seem to be a doubt still. There are still numbers to fight on, but the BJP does not want to be single largest party. The BJP wants to be at 272. So there are still 39 seats still worth discussing. The majority of them are coming in from from UP. And the reason, of course, is because the benchmark is for the BJP to set. They were the benchmark of 300. So the Congress, anything better than 55 is an improvement. Matthew Anthony is joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Anthony, it's 11 o'clock. It's not looking too bad. Obviously, it's not government formation good, but are you pretty happy, pretty thrilled, pretty perky?
I'm saying that we are happy as a party on our performance. However, we are confident that we will maintain the numbers which we have disclosed a couple of days back while we were discarding the exit poll numbers. Now, we are also very clear about the people's response on the number of the seats the downfall which BJP is facing right now and the trends. However, we will wait for 4 o'clock to see the final results, because this is not a match where we are scoring. This is something, the result is already there. We only need to wait for the counting to be completed. We need to see that how the people have responded to our campaign on the unemployment, the price rise, and the promises which you have made. Look at UP, and Maharashtra is also in for a surprise. Not a surprise actually for us, but we are expecting good results from Maharashtra also. So this is where we see this campaign coming with respect to the feedback which we have gained from the Bharat Jodo Yatra of Rahul Gandhi, the 2 Bharat Jodo Yatras, and the particular mandate which we have put across to the people in terms of a manifesto that if we are elected to power, we will resolve these problems. Okay. Now let us see the final results by 4 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, but the one thing this election has done is it's stretched out, because now every seat is mattering a lot more. Because last time around the remaining 30 seats didn't matter because the BJP had already gone past 270. So whether you get 301 or 305 becomes less.
I have one question to you. Why are you not asking the BJP people about the 400 par, 400 par? Nobody is asking that. Now you have brought it down to 300. Now you are saying that the Congress performance is good, whereas you are not commenting on the downfall of the BJP in the trend, at least by around.
So the Congress performance is good by the standards of historical disasters. 45-50 is not a strong performance
At
to
least
judge
give the
yourself
credit,
by.
you know, when we have
No,
performed.
I said you'll be really happy, be feeling
Yeah.
perky. So beyond that, feeling happy and perky, what can I say? I can't say ecstatic. Let's be like Saurav Ganguly at the balcony of Lords and take our shirts off.
No,
It's
we are
obviously
we
not
are
that kind of
feeling-
performance.
We are not going overboard. We are waiting for the results to complete, and we are expecting
Anything
numbers to
ahead
come
of
closer to-
75 is a good performance. If the Congress is near or exceeds the 3-digit mark, they will be very, very happy with that. And yes, if the difference between the NDA and the India alliance is only 50 seats, that's a strong performance. A part of the improvement has come from the Congress party, no doubt. The chunky and surprising part of the improvement has come from the Akhilesh, who's really pivoted and may become, if this holds.
I'm saying that it is not a surprise for us. We were expecting this.
Very happy to hear that, sir, because you were told us up until last night is 295, so the 65 short, it might change, it could happen. We're still a few hours away, but this has clearly been a more closely fought election. There have been more closer contests. The very fact that some of the UP seats are going down to the wire in a place where the BJP has dominated everything for the past 10 years. In fact, the Congress might win more than just one seat in UP. Is a change and it's a pivot. They might get 2 or 3 seats. So it is an interesting fight, and the fact that we are having to discuss this longer is also telling you that a lot of the individual constituency fights have been a lot closer. Let me get a quick thought from Binay Singh, who's been listening in very patiently to all of us. Binay ji, what do you make of the situation thus far?
Look, what Matthew just told, that nobody is talking about 400. So let me put this thing in a correct way, Matthew, that very recently our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, he said that, 400 was not a target, but it was a trap for the India alliance, for the opposition, and they easily fell into that trap. And till today, when the election results are in the counting process, you are discussing about that BJP is going to get 400, NDA is going to get 400 plus or not. But the fact of the matter is that in this democracy, you need a number of 272 for a majority, and the BJP, if you include India with that, it is far ahead from that. So I am sure that the BJP will cross, the mark they have set last time, that was 303. They will be well ahead of that. And till today, the opposition is busy in discussing that BJP is getting 400.
But here's what it is. This is what benchmarks do. When you set the benchmark, anything less than that is a disappointment. And when the opposition is at 50, certainly a performance of 93, if you told an Indira Gandhi or a Rajiv Gandhi or a Jawaharlal Nehru that the Congress has got 90 seats, they wouldn't be celebrating. They would be shocked to the point of probably medical help required. But the benchmark has been poor. So now you can't say the Congress improving 40 seats is not an improvement, because it is an improvement. But the Congress improving is a big ticket item for the Congress, having contested the least number of seats ever. They are going to be in a position of winning 1 in 4 of the seats that they contested. But it is the Samajwadi Party which is bringing in as the 3rd largest political force in India as we stand. And the other number, Joyita has been pointed out, is the TMC, which has crept up to 28 leads, including Mahua Moitra.
Yeah, the thing is, you see, now Bengal is definitely a surprise, because if you ask me what we have been hearing about Bengal, the anti-incumbency against Mamata Banerjee is extremely solid. But at the same time, let's not forget, Mamata Banerjee is a savvy politician. She knows how to handle the administration. She knows how to work at the level of the booths. And obviously, this is a show of, this shows that BJP has not been able to convert the anger that is there against Mamata Banerjee at the level of the booth. So it is basically the weakness of the party organization that is showing, because till yesterday I was getting information from inside the TMC that they were convinced that they were doing badly. So now the thing is that, you say, this is a real surprise if you ask.
Okay, so it's good to be pleasantly surprised. Nice surprise to have. Sumit, quickly, then I want to get Pankaj back in.
Even in Bengal, if you look, it's too close yet now.
Yeah, it is. 6 seats have flipped in the past 10 minutes. It is close.
Call it yet.
But yeah,
I think BJP will do fantastically well, and Mamata is definitely going to lose the ground. It depends how much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've sat in this chair so often where we've even seen political parties declare victory and then fall short. Karnataka was one, Maharashtra was another one, and then it's gone down to midnight because every seat matters. And if the difference between this result and last result is, last time by about 12 o'clock, the BJP was well past 272 on its own, so it didn't matter.
Correct.
Now, the NDA is well past 272, is probably likely to hold that. Okay. So it should not matter, but since the BJP figure is not 272, it's still a point of conversation because of course they would want it. Priya, then I want to bring it Pankaj ji back in. Priya, go
So
ahead.
I think yes, to take from where you left off is I think you have to also give the BJP some credit. It is Narendra Modi's third term. You know, all that talk of 400 par, the exit poll hype and hoopla, whether it was a trap of rhetoric, as is what happened in West Bengal when they said hum pata nahi 200 par karenge and whatever. So sometimes they fall into their own rhetoric and the marketing trap at the end of the day. Expectations on its own for a third term, even if these numbers hold, which as you said are probably going to be improving, they are still doing a good show. It is the third term at the end of the day, and to hold that and to make a comeback is by itself a remarkable story in itself.
Okay.
But because of the hype and the hoopla and this whole thing of 400 seats, 400 par, Modi, exit poll saying he's getting 370, 377, that has also led to the moment today where there is somewhat the opposition is rejoicing, not because of what they've done very well, but the BJP hasn't done as well as their own marketing.
Okay. If the BJP emerges as the single largest party, Alok ji, is in total of all other, let's say the next 4 parties combined, will that be a decent enough performance, or is the benchmark too high that anything less than 272 is a disappointment?
I think because if Narendra Modi come back again, it will be then he can implement what he wanted to do. You see, that's why you
but
want
is that
to
272 important? It is.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
certainly it's important.
It is. Psychologically,
272,
it is important.
But you
Practically
know
also.
what happened with the
Practically
Atal Bihari Vajpayee, what happened to Mrs. Gandhi in 67. So always remember, and the vote management. You see what Mamata Banerjee was doing, what the CPM and earlier those parties also doing, and the BJP doing. Aam Aadmi Party losing in Delhi is also interesting. You know how they used to manage in assembly and corporation. Here they are losing. That's why I always tell that the Narendra Modi tried his best himself, Amit Shah, but even then the organization of the local candidates, local MPs, MLAs, they were not working depending on the digital. I am talking since last 1 month even on in our channels. That if you depend on the WhatsApp and think how much followers we have in the in Facebook, that's why the BJP also went in the trap of the Congress party, what they used to do, depending on so much person-to-person contact.
Okay.
See the Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan, the organization, if they work, then certainly they can give results.
Krishnaji, I have a point.
Okay,
That's
in
a good
any
point.
other
Krishnaji, I have a
election,
point.
if the last 2 elections had not happened, Pankaj Vohra, obviously the Congress in 94 would be disappointed. But the last 2 elections did happen. Would this be a pretty, re-energizing figure that, okay, we almost doubled our seats?
I am sure it will be, it will give a great boost to the Congress party. And if the Congress was to, which appears very difficult right now, crosses the 100 mark, then it will become increasingly difficult for BJP to reach the 272 mark as well. There are 2 or 3 things which need to be also highlighted here. One is that we must also take into account the role of the RSS or its neutrality. The fact that the RSS was neutral in this election has certainly impacted the BJP's performance, number 1. Number 2, one cannot really compare with 2019 because the Pulwama effect was there, which had taken BJP beyond 300. This time there's no Pulwama, there's no RSS, so BJP's numbers are likely to go down. But as Priya was saying, it's very creditable that even for the third term, if the BJP was to even attain 250 in this election, I would think that it's something for it to rejoice, because it will still be the single largest party. Now, there are also implications of, psychologically, it will be a big setback for Mr. Modi and for the BJP if the number does not reach 272, and it is a psychological mark. And we have to see over a period of time in the next few hours how this plays out.
Okay. Okay. A little bit of mathematics more gets involved. Sumit, come in, because it is important. 272 is important.
Yeah, yes. Definitely. There's no doubt that because the Modiji's way of governance, 272 is sacrosanct, not important, how he functions. Now, there's one point, Rishabh. If you look at the numbers, it's looking 240 for the BJP, right? 293 for the NDA. If we look at the sum total of swing seats, let's say they come up to be 50 or 40. If you divide them by 2, that should give you a number where the BJP could be worst case heading to. Is it 240 plus 20, 25, 15?
Yeah, they could but they could go down 25 also. So it's most likely that with every hour that passes, that the number is stabilizing. We're at 11:30 now, and the number is likely to be stable jumps of 20 or 30 are going to become more and more difficult, but can they still happen? Because there's a long way to go. Some of those margins are still 7,000-8,000 votes. 7,000-8,000 votes mean nothing in a Lok Sabha election. So it can still happen.
No, even 1,000-1,100 votes.
Yeah, some of them are very, very
There are more
close.
than 100 seats where the margin is 1,000.
Yeah. It's a very, very. I don't know whether this time there is a little bit more care and caution that the Election Commission in posting out the results. It could be that we are having a slower intake of results coming in. That could be the case as well. Remember, the EVM result tallying is still done in rounds. They don't do all the EVMs together. They do them in 10-12 rounds. We are 3 or 4 rounds in, 8 rounds to go. But do rounds establish patterns? And the pattern is established. The pattern is an NDA government is most likely returning. Pretty confidently it is returning. Narendra Modi is returning as Prime Minister. But that 20 seats makes a huge difference, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big deal. It's not psychological. It's a very real constitutional deal that does matter, and we need to absorb it as such. Let me try to get Vinita ji back into this conversation. Vinita ji, what's the feedback that you're now getting from on the ground? How's it looking?
Yeah, definitely the mood is still upbeat because, as you said, the game is still early, and we've seen how election results can turn either this way or that towards the end. There could be a complete game changer results coming in towards the end. So it's still early days, but as is being said across the panel, that this is the 3rd consecutive term for Narendra Modi, and that's a big achievement, as far as India is concerned, because such a complex country, such a diverse country, and we are able to weave this thread of nationalism and nation building across the country as one single narrative. I think that itself is a big achievement for whatever work has been done on the ground on the Vikas agenda that we've built. Although the opposition was targeting it as rhetoric, it's still not proved to be rhetoric, and I'm sure it will not be, because the reason why we really need to win this election is for policy stability and for continuity of the kind of programs that we've kind of been implementing across the country in the last 10 years, and India needs this kind of stability. India needs this kind of security and robustness going ahead. So that's the reason why it's so imperative that we have a strong and stable government again.
Okay, so far the BJP has improved its vote share at 39.5% by just less than a percent point. Okay, so this is an improvement in the BJP overall national vote share, but it is a substantial decline as things stand in the BJP seat conversion. Okay, the Congress, ladies and gentlemen, at 26% vote share has seen a 2 or 3% improvement in vote share. That 2 or 3% improvement is currently translating into an extra 38 seats on the ground for the Congress. So the vote share matters. So the BJP gaining in vote share but losing in seats, and that is going to be a lot of lessons to be told over here. The big ticket, and there's no doubt about it, the big ticket right now point of conversation is the performance of Akhilesh Yadav, and we're going to have digested that. Dattaji, whether now he wins 30 or 33 or 36, it's going to change. But do you still suspect that the pivot may be 10, 15 seats now?
I understand that by 2 p.m. things will become much more clearer in relation to UP. As I said earlier also, that it is a seesaw kind of a battle right now. But what I understand is, like in terms of vote share, in terms of the number of seats which the Bharatiya Janata Party wins from UP, that is going to be substantial, and things will change within another 1.5 to 2 hours as such. The leads of the Samajwadi Party and the Congress Party, where they are leading right now, those leads are, except for Akhilesh and Dimple Yadav, in the rest of the seats, the leads are very, very close. Very close, and every 1,000 votes, things are changing. So as I said initially also, that it is a seesaw battle, but what I understand that with 10 years of the Prime Minister's rule and the NDA getting a 3rd term, in every likelihood it is going to happen. And as far as my information goes, I think by 2 p.m. or so, the BJP will also cross that psychological benchmark. I think
they will be at this point of time. Let's just be human beings, okay? At this point of time, no matter how experienced a politician you are, okay, if you are the Congress, you are looking at 100 and you are, or can almost taste it, okay? You're salivating that an extra 7 seats, 100 will be psychologically great. You know you're not forming the government, okay? But you're the BJP, it's not just psychological, it's very practical. That 30 seats is a big deal, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. So you want to be 272, okay? The rest of it doesn't matter. Because, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is not a, what has already happened is a big deal for Narendra Modi. For that to happen would be phenomenal, but because the benchmark is high, that is the expectation, that's the practicality, that's the governance plan, it's being hedged on that. Yes, they've taken the safety precautions of getting Naidu in and making sure that their alliance was also sorted. Now you know why, okay? This was the reason that the PM was campaigning with Naidu, because Naidu has done what he was needed to do. He's delivering 14 seats. Nitish Kumar has hung in there. Nitish Kumar is hung in there. Who would have thought he was getting 14, 15 seats? The JDU might have just delivered. So between Nitish and Naidu is the difference currently between being able to form the government and not being able to form the government in the NDA, which is a big deal. I just want to get Matthew in before I get you back, Priyaji. Matthew, what's the feedback that you're further getting? I know now, I mean, let's be practical. Right now, if the conversation is about whether you make 100 or not.
See, we are sure about making 100. Second thing is you see the vote shares of Congress in both 2009 and 2014. We have formed government when we had touched 26% vote share and above. The third thing is BJP, let's be very clear, with the current trends, they are not getting a single party majority. And we all know how much they have neglected NDA, how much they have insulted NDA partners. We have the history of Nitish Kumar turning this side also. We can't roll out that. Let's have the end of the day. Let's see how things are progressing. And now that is a challenge which you cannot be sure about an NDA government, because BJP has insulted the NDA alliance for the last 10 years with their arrogance of having a single party majority, which they are not going to get this time, going by the trends which we are seeing right now. So we are confident about the numbers which we spoke about. And we are waiting till the day.
Okay,
end.
the Congress led.
We are quite happy with our performance, that we led the India Alliance, and we proved the fact that we are coming back, and we have been supported by the people.
144 is the benchmark for the Congress's lowest ever ability to form a government as a coalition leader. 144.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.